Hello and welcome to the chat room. I'm Rokomi Orumui. A lot of people in our society have a warped idea of what success truly means, and this flawed mindset is partly responsible for many of the vices we see around us. People often equate fame and money to success, hence the get-rich-quick mentality plaguing a lot of our youth. Today on the show, we'll be dissecting success as we discuss issues such as what it truly means, its components and elements, whether or not there's an element of luck to it, and its relationship with money and fame. Joining us to share his perspective is Tunde Onokoya, also known as the Mechanic. He's a successful mechanical engineer, and he has managed to revolutionize the automobile repair industry with the remarkable work that he's doing. Join us, we'll be right back.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the chat room.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
All right. So today we're talking about success. And I want to ask, what is your definition of success? What does success mean to you? What do you see in a person for you to label that person, this person is successful?
Well, I think my standards might be different from what that person has. If I want to consider somebody successful, I'll have to consider maybe what yardstick I'm using. Okay, is he successful in his profession? Yes, maybe that. I can say, oh, this person is at the peak of their career. That's success in that field. This person has a lot of money. Of course, he's trying to make a lot of money. He has a lot of money. He's successful. This person is trying to build a business. Now the business is doing well. Yes, that's successful. But really, it's about what is the goal the person is trying to achieve, and the person has achieved it. That's success. That's what I see.
All right. So how do you determine if you're successful?
I think for me, it's in stages.
Okay.
I set out goals, what I want to achieve in certain areas of my life, my professional life, my personal life, relationship with people and all of that. I set out for it. So long as I achieve it, I'm fine. I think I consider myself successful with that. The moment I achieve it, I'm fine.
All right. So, but does it come with comparison? Because I believe that obviously we're all, there's obviously a thin line between competing with people and then trying to sort of gauge where, for example, people in your industry, for mechanics in your industry, I bet there are people who you perhaps look at for inspiration. So how do you determine, for example, if you say success is personal, how do you determine when you start to compete in an unhealthy way as opposed to trying to sort of just improve yourself?
Improve yourself. I consider improving yourself to be the ultimate, really, not... for example, if I look at people online, some of the mechanics I know online, and I see how they get their jobs done, it looks fascinating. This is fantastic. This is a good way. Do I have access to the same tools he's using to achieve it? If I don't, okay, can I afford to get that tool? Well, then I can set out a goal to say, you know what, I want to buy that tool to be able to do the job that way. The moment I buy the tool, I have successfully gotten the tool. Then I now look at it, okay, is he using it in a certain environment that's different from mine? Can I replicate that environment here? If I cannot, what can I really do at that point in time? At that point, it's not a competition. It's me looking up to that person for some sort of inspiration to actually allow me better myself. I can't box myself into this is the best I am and this is the best I can be. Now, so now there is no best you can ever be. There's always something better. There's always something better that's out there that people can always get. If it's money, maybe when you were trying to make money, your goal was, I could remember about a decade and a half ago, I saw a particular vehicle. I loved the vehicle. It was a Mercedes. I saw someone drive it. Now that's the thing. I saw someone drive the car and I really liked the car. I liked the feel and it was really good. So I got pictures of it from the internet. I pasted pictures on board. Yes. You know, something like that. I put it. And then I realized maybe about 5 years later, somebody brought a later version to me of it, which is more recent, and said, would you like this car? I said, yes, I'd like the car. He said, so how do you intend to pay? I said, I don't intend to pay because I don't have money to buy it right now. He said, just drive it around for like 2 weeks, see if you like it. So, of course, I drove it around for like 2 weeks and I loved it. And he says, so what do we do? I said, I don't have money to buy. He said, pay at will, pay as you like, pay as you are comfortable. And I'm like, okay. I could get used to this. So, you know, I took the car, I started driving it. And then maybe about 2 or 3 years later, I just looked back at the vision board and I compared the car and I'm like, I'm not even driving this model that I wanted to drive. It was a model I refused to save the picture because I knew I wouldn't be able to afford it at that time that I drive right now. And at that point, I felt successful because I set out to buy it and I own it now.
And you did.
So that's it.
And that's a great example because I think everyone I've met who I even term successful gets to that point where you feel like, oh, that's it. I want more. I want more. So the general idea of success, will anyone ever get to that point and say, I'm there?
Is it a journey or is it a destination?
I think it's a journey because economics has always said that human needs, wants are insatiable. So there's nothing you can do. You can, unless you're somebody who has benchmarked something for yourself that, you know what, by the time I get to this, I am done. I'm not chasing anything anymore. Unfortunately, even if you're not chasing something things are going to be chasing you. Things are going to be chasing you because they're like, okay, this is where I want to get to. I've gotten to the peak of my career. And then a challenge comes. An opportunity comes and you're like, okay. Because a friend of mine as well, who has gotten to the peak of his career, suddenly was invited by an international organization to come see if he can work for them as the head Africa.
Oh, wow.
And then there was a problem. He couldn't take the job because he couldn't speak more than one language. If he was able to speak French or Arabic, they would have allowed him on the job. He couldn't. So you know what? The journey starts again. He goes to start learning French. Yet before he thought, you know what, I'm done. There's nothing. But then now challenges come. Then he starts learning French for such opportunity if it comes up again. So it's not a destination, it's actually a journey. At some point something will challenge you again, something will challenge you again. I also remember there's a lady who said she studied law. The father is an economist, I think, and she said that every book she used to study law she got from her father's library. The father wasn't even a lawyer. So every book she used was from the father's library. It simply tells you that that man was on a roll. Everything was just consuming everything. So so that's the thing.
Right. I like what you said about success being very personal. Like you determine your goals, the goals that you want to achieve to make you successful. But you know, we can't pretend that there's a standard that society has set for success, and everybody wants to meet that standard, so to speak, and it sort of puts pressure on people to conform to that standard. Okay, I want to be defined by society's standard of success, which is usually money.
But that's a goal, really. If you have set out that my goal is to be is to meet the societal standard for success, fine.
But is that healthy? Doesn't it put unnecessary pressure on people?
Well, everything comes at a price, really. Whether healthy or unhealthy, it comes at a price. If you choose that, society has said that if you have billions in your account, if you get on the Forbes list, is success, and you choose to go for it, there's a price to pay for it. Question really is, are you ready for that price? Are many willing to pay that price? Yes. Are you ready for the price? If you're ready, it's fine. You should also know that for every action and inaction, there's a price to pay. So if you choose to be poor, because now we're talking about people having, it's a free will now. It's you choosing what your success is. If your choice is to be poor, there's a price to pay for it as well. Because you have to actually work hard not to make money as well. If that's what you want to do. Because it simply might mean that money is coming in, but you're doing everything you can to lose the money. And it's not also easy to do that. So is it healthy? Well, usually it is not, because the societal definition of success is usually objectified. And it's superficial. We hear a lot of supposedly successful people committing suicide. So where exactly do we put that success? So are they bowing to societal pressure, or are they really achieving the goals that they have set for themselves? So really, if the society is not doing anything wrong by putting up standards, it is for you by wanting to conform, because there's also a place of contentment. Are you contented with what you have? If that is fine, can you get more? Maybe you want to explore that opportunity. It's great. But it should never take away your celebration of those little success that you have recorded over the years. You have to wake up every day, look at that. I advise people to place it on the wall in their bedroom if they can, and tell yourself that take it easy on yourself. You're doing the very best you can. When you get to that stage, then you're fine.
Yeah, but I like the message we're throwing out there about
It's very
you define
profound.
your
Yeah, I think
success.
it's very
Don't let the
profound.
society tell you this is who you ought to be, and don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. But there's certain people who now take that too far in that, I mean, I keep going on about being mediocre. For example, you run an auto mechanic workshop.
Yes.
And let's say you're content with where you are, but there are opportunities which allow you to expand. But then some people will say, do you know what, I just want to have one. Is that mediocre in itself, or are they not challenging themselves enough to go to the next level or pushing themselves to do better?
You know, life is based on comparison. If there's no tall man, there won't be a short one. If there's no slim person, there won't be somebody that's chubby. So, and we all cannot do the same thing. The definition of success in the world is getting multiple things done, making money and all of that. If everybody can achieve that, the world will be a boring place. We're all just going to be a bunch of billionaires.
I know, right?
With nothing else to do. No needs. We're just going to be billionaires. So,
is there anything wrong with that?
but then the problem is this. There won't be adventures anymore.
Yes.
There won't be risk taking anymore.
No one to give to.
We're all billionaires.
I mean, what do I give you?
What do I give you now? You know, how do I help people?
Right,
Who am I going to help? Everybody's
How
just
can you
billionaires.
impact if no one has problems?
Exactly. So, in fact, you'll be sad. You won't be a happy person inside of you when there is nobody you can help. So now you have to travel out of your area or comfort to go and look for somebody to help, which we know some billionaires are trying to do right now. They're like, let's come to Africa and help Africa. Around you, and there are people that need your help too. And you know, so yes, it is like that when you have such pressure come upon you. And I can remember someone once called me and said, oh yeah, how many branches do you have now of your branch? I said, one. The person said, I was at your place about 5 years ago. I expected that you'll have opened multiple. And I said, to achieve what exactly? Yes, to achieve what exactly? Because you want to talk about growth, you want to talk about development. Are you developing? Are you who you were 5 years ago? Are you where you were 5 years ago? Is your business where it was 5 years ago? Let's give an example. Say your business right now is worth 5 million naira in turnover. We're not talking about value of the business.
Yes.
Turnover every year. And then the second year, you have 20 million. You are growing.
Yes.
You are actually developing as well on the same location. And then maybe in 5 years, you realize you're turning over 50 million. And then you can set a goal for yourself that, okay, in 7 years or in 10 years, I want it to be 150. And you're able to achieve 150.
Yes.
You are growing, you are developing at the same time.
Yes.
Now compare that to, okay, you're doing 5 million in this location, you're doing 5 million in another location, and you have 10 locations, you're doing 50 million. Now, in the principle of scaling lean, when it comes to business as well, scaling lean, you are going to have more overheads to run 10 places.
Of course.
You're going to have more stress running 10 places, when actually one location will deliver the value of those places for you. So how innovative are you? How creative are you in actually getting the best out of that particular situation you have for yourself, or make this situation? If you cannot build around it, then blast through it and build through it, if that's what you want to do. But then, like I said, the person's measure of success was, how many branches do you have now? Meanwhile, I could have 10 other branches and I'm in debt of billions to the bank.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then the debts I can't pay, and then at some point Amcon comes and just takes over the entire business. And they would have said, oh, he was successful for 20 years, but that wasn't really my own version of success. So that's the way I see it.
That's so true. So many people put themselves under pressure to seem successful.
Yes.
But like we said from the beginning, you're the only one who can judge.
Yes.
If you are.
Some certain people, for example, when I lived in London, a lot of people would drive certain cars.
Yes.
They were driving those cars, having not even finished paying for those cars.
You know,
but we're thinking, he's driving a, this kind of car, but he knows that he has to sleep dreaming about, the tax man or the debtor coming to repossess that car.
You know, a lot of vehicles get repossessed because it just can't keep up. And I think some of us, I put it that way, are going to a stage in life where there's nobody we want to impress anymore. Really, been there, done that, won the
t-shirt. Is that age or just maturity? Or is this something that a 25-year-old can get? Actually,
a 25-year-old, if he has explored early enough, might actually get there. The whole idea is everybody's journey is different, and the stages everybody gets to a certain age also differs. If you have done so much in life and you've gotten to a stage where you're like, okay, I think I've done quite a chunk. I want to focus on this, and I'm just going to be fine with what I achieve with that. I have a friend who is going to be 50 soon, and he said he was going to stop working when he hits 50. That's his goal.
His goals.
That's his goal. And I said, so how do you intend to do it? He said, well, I have some investment, and I'm trying to move it to the extent that the investment should be able to yield me about ₦1 million every month. He said, by the time I get there, that's it, I'm done. I said, so what happens? I said, I'm just going to spend the money. I'll travel with my family and all of that. For him, that's success. For some people, they want to, at that age, start teaching other people how to do that.
Right.
It doesn't mean that they are not going to be successful too.
Yes.
And for some people, they want to get to that stage and begin to inspire other people by building with them.
Right.
So, for example, if I say, okay, what do I want to do in the next 20 years? One of the things I want to do is, I want to sit on the board of so many small businesses and help them grow, help them achieve their potential from the experiences I have in running a business or in running multiple businesses. In investing, I can advise them on what to do. That's what I want to do till I die. And for me, that's success.
Right.
For somebody, success is, let me get my pension as I went due, spend my money, and that's success. So we can't just model it together. It's not one size fits all.
Yeah, I mean, I like what you said about success. I mean, so many seemingly successful people committing suicide.
Yes.
And, you know, they might be successful by the world standards, but by their own standards, are they successful? Are they achieving the goals that they have set out to? I know somebody who is successful by the world standards, and you know, sometimes I like to sit with older people to glean
from their knowledge.
To glean from their knowledge and experience and all that. And you know, he just keeps saying he's set so many goals, he's achieved them, and he still feels
what next?
What next?
Yeah, that's a stage.
Next?
That's a stage that you get to in life.
All there is to life?
Is this all? Yes. The fact that you get a stage in life where you put 10,000 naira in your pocket and there's nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing.
You have no needs, really.
There's gas in your tank. There's recharge card on your phone. There's nothing you need to buy that is not bought.
Fridge, yes.
So the 10,000 is sitting in your pocket. It's been there for 2 weeks. Nothing to do with it. You could get bored. It could become a source of depression for you. So what else am I going to do? Then those are the kind of people that will now go out of their way to look for people to associate with, to help and all that. So really, then if you look at the money part of it, what is money to you? Is it a tool or is it an asset? If you consider it a tool, it makes life easy for you. If you consider it an asset, at some point you'll be like, what next? What next?
Exactly.
What next?
Yeah. So can we say success is overrated and contentment is underrated? Because I mean, let's go to the young people these days and how they're all under pressure to make money, and so they do all sort of things.
They want to make money. It doesn't mean they want to be successful.
Okay. So how do we raise children, for example, who are driven yet but are content?
Yes, it's feasible to do that. It starts with you as a person. Do not be deceived that there's something you would tell your kids and will work for them. No, there's things you will do for your kids and you will do and they will grab
model, right?
You have to model it for them.
Absolutely.
It is on you, 100%. So you want them to be that, you
model
are that. You have to be that. You can't say, go and read your books, and they've never seen you sit down to read a book. When they come and they're like, oh, my daddy knows everything about everything. Did you ever show them how you achieve that? And that would happen maybe when they see you read. And then they can join you in reading. Maybe then they can begin to become that. Not that they consider you the reservoir for their knowledge and everything. And then, of course, when it comes to money as well, one of the things I enjoy saying to my kids the most is no. No is amazing.
I was actually reading something online where it was saying that we actually say too many no's to our children, so it reduces
them insecure.
Yes, makes them insecure.
But in the world is full of no's.
True.
So at what point do you want to expose them to the reality of the world? If you say yes to everything,
all the time.
Sometimes you should say no. I'm not saying you say no all the time.
Right.
But no should be enjoyable to you, and you should make them enjoy no.
What are you trying to achieve?
Now, no simply means that they can understand what rejection is. I recently met with a young lady who said she has been so disappointed in her life at 23, disappointed in her life that she's always scared to ask for anything or try to do anything because she's expecting failure from it. And I said, okay, so have you never gotten anything good? I have gotten some, sir. Oh, really? Can you outline the things you've gotten good? She she actually had more of it than the one she didn't get right.
Wow,
but she was
so fixated
overwhelmed
with
Yes.
rejection.
and overwhelmed, fixated on the rejection she has gotten. Now the interesting part is this: maybe she never got enough no's growing up,
She's not used
because
to
Yes.
because every time they come, oh, I want cookie, and you're like, go take
Go
it.
take it.
Or can you say no to the cookie? And they're like,
heartbreak.
yeah, that's it. They go into shock. Like,
Right.
okay, really? So I mean, my eldest daughter failed an exam recently, and she had an opportunity to retake it, and I said, no, you're not going to retake it, because you should actually soak in the failure.
Wow.
Soak it in very well, so you understand that in life.
Daddy, are you not being a bit too hard?
Because we were able to sit down and measure what happened really, and what we were able to realize from that was that the amount of effort she put in was the same amount of success she got in the exams.
Okay.
Right.
She was supposed to do coaching for about 3 weeks, and then she did coaching for 2 weeks,
Right.
and she scored 65%.
Yeah.
65% is 2 or 3 weeks. Fair enough. So it's good. Enjoy that there are consequences. So next time,
Right.
if you have opportunity
You'll
of
do
3 weeks,
differently.
do the entire 3 weeks.
And
Then
then
if you
see
fail at
the
that
outcome.
time, then you know
You
that,
put in
okay,
your
maybe
best.
you have put in your best. So because we really need to, you see, that shock that comes to people that leads into depression, that leads into suicide and things like that, it's because, you know, you
the
get
threshold. That's what they've-
the threshold is really
Exactly,
low,
it's really low.
Yeah.
that any small thing they're ticked
Yes.
off, and that's your job as a parent to actually insulate them from.
Yeah.
So you don't insulate them from the reality of the world. You insulate them from actually breaking down when the world shows them what the world
Right.
is.
So when they hear a no, they don't think, oh, I give up. But okay, hey, no now, but I'm going to keep trying.
let's
or
keep
try
trying.
differently.
How
so
about
I
you?
get
How about
it.
you come up with, okay, I'm telling you no, unless you can convince me otherwise.
Right.
Then go do some research and come back to me. And then when they come back, they convince you, even if they don't do too well, they've put in some effort.
Effort.
Then you make it work for them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the ways you can actually get your child to understand what success is. And then if you make them see money as a solution to everything,
Oh wow, yeah.
then you have created a bigger monster.
problem.
It's a monster that they will have to deal with. Somebody goes into depression because all his friends has an iPhone and he doesn't have one.
have it.
And I'm like, what planet is that boy from? Because I don't get it.
It's cuckoo Earth.
It's planet
Planet
Earth.
Earth.
So I'm like, so what's going on? But okay, so at what stage did you get an iPhone? If somebody says, oh, can I get an iPhone? I'm like, do you have iPhone money? You don't? Then we have to work on iPhone money. So maybe you take an holiday job, you get enough money, and then when you see the iPhone, and then you can identify with it.
I mean, that's how we have people who buy cars, they can't even maintain that car because they don't factor in the money you're going to use to maintain a car.
Yeah.
You just want to have a flashy car.
Yeah.
They don't live in reality.
Some even buy a car and they come and meet you for money to register the car.
I mean, if I had to
that's
register a
happened
car
me.
for you,
Some people
that's
have
it.
come to
Well,
meet me.
yes, it does happen.
I bought a car. I need money to register the car. And I'm
register
like, dude,
If we are at the level, if we are at the level that you can't even register the car you bought, you probably
shouldn't
have
own
bought
a
it in the
car.
first
You shouldn't
place.
own a car.
And you know, my measure always is this of whether you can afford the car or not is, can you change 4 tires on that car? If you can't change 4 tires, you can't afford the car. If the car, because see, even if your car is perfect, nothing else goes wrong. Tire will wear out, you will change tire. If you can't change tires, then you can't afford the car. So first thing, before you buy the car, go and price how much you sell the tire. Is it something that's within your reach? That even if you have to save up for it, it's fine. Is it within your reach? If it is, then buy. But you buy a car that you can't change the tire, well, I can help you at that time, and I shouldn't be paying for your excesses.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, let's talk about luck, because we live in a very superstitious
or spiritual.
or spiritual,
Religious.
yes, superstitious, spiritual, religious,
Yes.
society where a lot of people think that no matter what I do, I need an element of, luck.
Yes, of
If
course.
there's no luck, there are some people that have good luck, there are some people that don't have good luck. No matter what they do, they won't be successful. Some people, no matter what they do, even if they just sit down and sleep,
Yes.
money will come, success will come.
Right. You know.
What is your take on that?
I would have loved that if that's how it works. But I don't think that's how it works really. You know, there's this common saying that ask, you shall receive. And I say there's some missing lines there. Ask. You must be able to identify what you're asking for. Or you're just asking for what you don't know. Okay, so know what you're asking for. That's number one. Be prepared in such a way that you can identify that thing when it comes.
Exactly.
Right.
So when it comes your way, you can actually know how to receive it. Because some people will see money and they have no idea what to do with it. So the person asking for money, then now the money has come. Do you know what to do with it?
Exactly.
I've had several people under several different circumstances that, okay, today, if you get, and it's as basically, if you get ~1 million naira, what would you do with it?
Yeah.
oftentimes people freeze. And that same person believes in ask and you shall
Isn't
receive.
that why we have so many people who win the lottery actually go bankrupt?
Oh,
in
yes,
life?
It's
they do.
standard. It's standard because you're thriving on luck. There's nothing wrong with being lucky. But if luck is your plan, then you don't have a plan.
Yes.
It's like having hopeless hope.
You know,
Right.
some people even say that a lot of motivational speakers say that luck is actually opportunity meets preparedness. You have
Yes.
to be
You
prepared
have
for
to, because-
opportunities. Opportunities come. I believe that everybody has
Yes,
opportunities
their
come
turn.
their way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Opportunities come your way. The difference is some people are prepared, some
some are
people
not.
are not.
I'll give you an example.
So everybody is lucky, so to speak.
You're looking for a job.
Right.
And you notice that it's possible that you are applying to a hotel as a lifeguard. You hope you get lucky, but you don't know how to swim.
Wow.
So really, luck falls on you, and they call you to
call
get the
you.
job, and then you can't swim.
At the interview, they ask you to swim and you can't.
Yeah,
Right.
and they ask you, can you swim? Oh yes, I can. And you are not expecting they will tell you to jump in the pool, and they tell you jump in the
into the
pool.
pool.
Right.
At that point in time, who are you really? Are
Exactly.
you lucky? No, you're actually unfortunate because you are going to
Dead.
drown. You are going to drown.
Dead.
So when they say, oh, luck, okay, fine. Are you really prepared for that
Exactly.
luck? Because
Right.
there are times that we say there's something called a positive problem. You have a problem that you're overwhelmed with the opportunity that has come your way and you have no idea what to do.
How
with.
to-
And
Right.
oftentimes you just freeze. 4 people are saying, can you do this for us? This is 10 million here, 20 million,
Yes.
50 million. And you're so confused about which one should I go for, which one is this, and you miss the 4. That's luck, right?
Bad luck.
Bad luck. Now you see. So when you say luck, are you talking about the good luck
Right.
or the bad one? So yes, that's the thing. So yes, there's a space for luck.
Yeah.
People get lucky because opportunities will come, but oftentimes we forget the background that comes with the luck. That luck really doesn't happen that you meet somebody on the street and says, "What are you doing now? Come and take this." Oftentimes there's a relationship that's been built over time, or there's a recommendation that has been made by somebody that you have had a link with, a connection with, or has seen you before. I can remember last year I was called up for something that, oh, would you like to do this for us? And the first thing I was like, yes, I can, but can I know why you're choosing to do it for me to do it for you? They're like, oh, yeah, we called so person, and he said that you are the right person for it. Now, would I say I'm lucky, or
Yes,
maybe
or-
I have done something in the
Right.
past, or there's something I am doing that
Yes.
has brought about that?
And I think this narrative of luck also happens because, I mean, successful businessmen like you often don't tell us about that gap between how you started and how you became successful. So people think, Tony Onokwa is just lucky. He
Yeah.
just bumped into one radio show, started talking, and he just became...
I've had somebody, I've had a young lady tell me that she believes that in life, for people to make it, they just get lucky. That's her belief. And that was after I analyzed to her all the things that you need to do, that when you talk about preparedness for life, it's not just preparedness for money. It's preparedness for life, really, because you're going to live life, whether you are successful, quote unquote, or not successful.
Yes.
You're still going to go through life until you die. You are going to be there. You are stuck in there. You might as well make the best out of it. She's like, I just think that people just make it in life by sheer luck. I'm like, no, it's not by sheer luck. You actually prepare
you have
for
to prepare,
a number of these things. Now, if yes, like you said, oh, you stumbled on the radio show. Okay, so what if he doesn't know how to speak on radio? What if he doesn't have the substance that he's going to put out there? What if he doesn't?
Because if
what
I
if he
get a
can't do
penny
it?
for every time someone said that, I mean, I'll be a billionaire myself.
You get?
I'll say a bit, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the way it is.
Yes.
Because everybody says, oh, he's just lucky.
Lucky,
Okay,
yes.
you're saying he's lucky, but when those opportunities come, does he take it properly?
Absolutely.
He does. He's not just lucky, he's prepared for that luck that has come his way.
Yes.
And that's what people need to understand, that you hear it's only in this part of the world I hear things like, if I hit it like this. And I'm like, what are you hitting? I like to know. Because you say if you hit it, you buy a car.
Yes.
Is that the only plan?
Buy to blow.
Yeah,
Right.
to blow, I would buy the car. And I'm like, is that the plan? Is that really
Yeah,
a
their
plan?
plan is to blow.
To
yeah.
blow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What? Blow what?
so blow what? And do you know what to do with the blow when the blow
happens?
you know,
Blow up, I'm sure.
that's when you find, that's why there's some people that are called money misroad.
Right.
Guy
Yes.
doesn't know what to do with the money.
Yeah.
So he makes good money, and somebody tells him that there is this yellow suit with red trouser somewhere that goes for $1 million and it's exclusive.
I'm going to
Oh
buy
my
it.
Lord.
You know what?
I must have it.
I'm buying it.
Yeah.
You say it's very expensive, Abi.
Yeah.
Does it look good? Is it no? You say it's expensive. I will show them I have the money.
Right.
And
I'll buy it.
Gucci has some yellow
Right.
shoes to go with.
Yeah.
To go with it. And then, Shabi, you say it's the expensive one. You said 10,000.
Right.
No, I'll buy it. And that's it. He has no idea what to do with it. And at the end of the day, he gets less and less value for more and more money. And that's not luck.
Wow.
This has been so informative.
Thank
so
you.
informative.
And
Thank
so
you so
many
much.
profound things have been
Nuggets.
said. Yes.
Yeah.
That I hope
Yes.
that people can learn
I've
from.
enjoyed myself. So
Yeah, you
really enjoyed
seem
having
way
you
too
in
comfortable
here.
in the chat room. She's
know,
not
I
your
could
bed
get
in
used
the
to
chat
this,
room.
you know.
No.
I could get used to this.
No, you've got to
How
go.
long do we still have to go?
No, we're done.
Oh, really?
We're done.
Yeah.
We're really done. Thank you.
You can't even extend.
No.
Thank you for being
Okay,
here.
it's fine.
Thank
It's
you
just-
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being
Thank you for
here.
having me.
Thank you for watching the chat room today. Until we're back with another fascinating episode, don't forget, it's always a good time for real talk and deep conversation.